coming here with a very important stream. I have crafted a tier list for all 93 characters of the Total Drama franchise up to the Redonkulous race. I have a lot of feelings about this series, and I have 2 melatonin gummies that I ate that I'm currently waiting for to kick in. I drank sweet tea recently though, so it might be a while. Hopefully I'm not having much audio issues right now. See if I can resize this window a bit so y'all can read this a little better. But then that blocks the comments. Okay. So you'll get what you get, I guess. This is fine. Okay, this should work. Okay, I am gonna read the categories. So the best tier is in red, is called the best around. And below that we have really great. Below that we have good. Below that we have alright for the ones that might not be like super good. Oh, let's mute my phone. Might be like, but they're like, they're alright. We have otherwise good but lowered by XYZ, which means there is some sort of like thing about the character that just kind of like, they would have been good, but just something had to mess it up. And I'll probably get into whatever that something is depending on the character. We have contributes nothing, which is a character that kind of like did not really serve much purpose, I think. And then we have contributes by sucking, which is like, oh, they contributed alright, and they contributed by being awful. And then the lowest tier is who are you? Which means I cannot tell you much about this character. Chances are I do not remember that character's name. I feel like the worst thing you can do in the Total Dramaverse is not be memorable. Okay. What I'm about to do is tell Twitter what I'm doing. And then we're gonna get right into it. Yeah, we about to quote tweet up in here. Alright, we about to get into it now. I'm just gonna go in order of characters that are listed on here. Alright, let's start. We have Alejandro. I got a lot of feelings about Alejandro. When I watched Total Drama World Tour, was not a big fan. Was not a real big fan. But I feel like he brings something to the table, so I can't say that he's bad, because that would not be objective. He brings something to the table, as Heather started to be kind of a less villainous character, more of like, not quite an anti-hero. Alejandro kind of fills in that role, like now you've got the conniving character that's out to win and will do anything that he can do to do it. I don't really want to call him really great though. So I'll put him in good. He's a good character. He contributes a lot. He's got a lot to do. Alright, we got 92 to go. We have Amy. Oh, that's easy. Contributes by sucking. I feel like I have a lot of feelings too about these twin characters. This is the first time I think they made I think they've shown siblings in this show, but it's the first time that they had made siblings that were competing at the same time, like in the same competition. Like, if there were siblings, I think they were not on the show together. So anyway, I feel like they kind of dropped the ball a bit with this one. It could have been a lot better than it was. So now we have, my God, what is your name? I know her. She's not going to be Who Are You, because I know who she is. But I just do not remember your name. I'm sorry. I'm Googling. Okay, that's Anne Maria. I don't know, man. Like, I feel bad I forgot your name, Anne Maria, but I do remember you. I do remember the Jersey Shore archetype that she served. She did try to make her mark on the show. But I feel like she could have been better. Like, I feel like she could have done more, and I could probably say that a lot about Revenge of the Island characters. I'm gonna put her in alright, I guess. Alright. I might move her around later, though. Beardo. Sorry, man, but that contributes nothing. Unfortunately, he's one of those characters that was kind of put in the show to be voted out first. So, and he didn't talk very much. I think that was the point where they were like, well, we're not gonna get along with this guy. He doesn't talk much. Sorry, man. Beth? I don't, like, my personal feelings, this will get subjective, a lot of these. My personal feelings is she wasn't my favorite, but I do like how Total Drama Action gave her more focus. I feel like they actually considered her to be a real contender that time around. But I also do not remember too much from her characterization, but I think that really helped it, like, whatever was going on. So I'm going to put her in good. My God, what is your name? That one I might really just be like, who are you? That is B. I can't tell you much about B. Sorry. That is Blaney. I'm going to put her in the otherwise good. Actually, no, she goes and contributes nothing. She is good at what her actual job is, which is like being a talk show host, being a celebrity, like, talk show host. But then once you put her on the show, it's like she is on the actual competition. She's like horribly, horribly out of place with all of these teenagers. And then it's like she's basically, I think, there for a couple episodes and then gets voted out anyway. Or was she even voted out? Either way, she was pushed out of that plane. So I feel like she wasn't around to really do much. So, rip. Moving on, we have Brick. I have a bit of a bias here. I think he was a cool guy. But I do have, like, despite my bias, I can't really say that he's really great. But he is good. He was a good player. He, like, got along with most everybody. And it was to the point when he did get eliminated, they were, they sent him off. Like, they saluted him. Like, yeah, man, we were, like, it was happy to play the game with you. And I think that's a good way to be. I think if you're a contestant, your fellow contestants that are trying to get all the money, it's like, yeah, man, we're gonna miss you. Yeah, see ya. Like, send them off. I think that's a pretty good testament to how you played. He played well. He played by the book. He's just very good. Moving on, we have Bridget. I think Bridget is good at being the character that she is supposed to be, which is the surfer girl, very calm and collected. I feel like Total Drama Action did not do her character very good. She got eliminated very first. Very first. She was gone. So was Jeff. And then in Total Drama World Tour, she barely got to get in because she ended up being one of the first victims via Alejandro. I'm gonna put her in otherwise good but lowered by XYZ, and the XYZ in this case is after the first season, they just didn't really use her potential. Like, a lot of characters that go in this category are probably going to be like wasted potential kind of characters. Like, they never got to really accomplish stuff that they could have, but that's the thing when you have a huge cast of characters. I am Googling Redonkulous Race right now because this is Jeff's friend, but I do not remember his name. It's been a hot minute since I've seen Redonkulous Race, or really any of the seasons, but I have seen them all, so I do have a pretty good idea of who most of the characters are. Okay, let's go on the Total Drama fandom wiki. Oh my god, where are you? Okay, that is Brody. Already I'm gonna mark off a point just because it took me this long to find her damn name, Brody. So we've got Brody. He is Jeff's best friend. Cool because he never mentioned him until Redonkulous Race, but I digress. He is like a beach dude. Like he's like party man, likes to hang out with Jeff and do parties. Yes, that is his character. And he's not bad, but like that's it, you know? Like that's what he does. I think I need to make a neutral category where I just like do not, I know him so I can't say who is that, but just kind of like neutral, like you could kind of take him one way or the other. You know, I think I'll put Anne Maria in there for now too, but yeah, that's where I'm gonna put Brody. This is Cameron. Cameron is alright. And that's me being gracious to him. I didn't really get very invested in this character. But he is the one that makes it all the way through pretty much. So you gotta give him credit for that. I feel like he gets a little bit of a character arc. It's very good for him. But yeah, it's just kind of like he's alright. Like I don't really have many feelings about him, so maybe I will put him in neutral since I don't have many feelings about him. Right, that's Carrie, right? That's Carrie. That is Carrie. I'm stalling a bit. Yes, that is Carrie. So she is in a group with her best friend Devin in the Redonkulous Race. They're the best friends pair, and they don't know the really big secret that Carrie is in love with Devin. I think the best thing that happened to Carrie, I will put her in, I'm going to put her in good, because the best thing that happened to Carrie, I think, was when she finally let go of her feelings. When she was just like, you know what? I've been spending all my time worrying about this guy, and he's not ever gonna give me the time of day. So like, screw it, man. I'm through. I'm done. I'm gonna win this money. Of course, tragically, that's when Devin realizes, like, oh my god, my girlfriend Shelly shucks? She shucks. Just shucks. And Carrie's been here the whole time, right in front of me. Ain't that the way it works out? But before then, I feel like she kind of had untapped potential, and then that kind of like character growth really helped her. Chef, really great. He's funny, but he is kind of like, he is antagonistic in the earlier seasons, but I feel like he also is kind of there to reel Chris in sometimes. We've got so I'm gonna put I'm going to ignore the alternate personalities of Mike. Wait, no, I guess I'm not. But I'm going to put them in otherwise good but lowered by XYZ. The reason being, the whole Mike, his whole like his whole gimmick being the multiple personalities is, it's not great. It's not, like, already having that like as a gimmick is not great, and then you know, and then having it where he's kind of cured by pressing a button is like even more not great. So Mike himself would have been fine if not for this. And so by extension, his personalities, I feel, would fall under that same category. It's like, if you were a different character, sure, but that is not the case. Alright, this is Who Are You? I don't remember this guy's name. He was one of the gamer guys in Redonkulous Race who I did not like. I didn't really get attached to the gamer guys. They kind of bickered the whole time. I was more interested in other pairs in the show. Chris McLean. As much as I want to put in contributes by sucking, he is kind of the big push of the show. He's the literal host of the show, so well, maybe he should have thought about that before he sucked so bad. There you go. Cody is a solid alright. If we're talking about the first season, he was creepy as hell, and he got out really early. But as we went further on, World Tour, I think, really helped him with his characterization. I think that gave him a chance to improve. We got to see more of Cody, and then we got him to see what happens when he gets the manic pixie dream girl that he thought he wanted. And then he got one, and he was like, oh, hell. So yeah, I'm going to put him in alright. He's not the best, but I think the third season, like, really helped him out. Courtney is... So, as a character, she's really great. Like, she has a lot of impact. She plays to win, at least in the first season, and then in the subsequent ones. She is there to, like, she is in it to win it. She is a CIT. As a person, I wouldn't hang out with her. She's, like, not great. And I don't think they do a very good job of implying, like, insinuating that. I feel like her character kind of suffers a bit from the whole Duncan and Gwen controversy. But overall, like, I like her. Actually, you know what? I remembered her thing with Scott. She's bumping down to good. Anyway, that is the goth girl. She is gonna go in alright. Personally, I love the goths. I really liked those characters a lot. They made a good way through, but they're the goths. Like, they're very memorable in the sense that you definitely remember character designs like this. But, like, other than interacting with each other, they don't really do too much. They do have a moment where they, like, find out what they look like without the makeup, and they're like, oh, I love you even though you're ugly. Even though they were just, like, regular, like, brown-haired, blue-eyed people, whatever. Anyway, so when I get to the other guy, for some reason I remember that he's ennui, but I do not remember the girl's name. But yeah, alright, because I remember them. Dakota is otherwise good, but lowered by XYZ. The XYZ in this case is, you know, the whole turning into, like, a mutated creature thing midway through. It was kind of like, that was very out of left field, I think, even for total drama. Like, and I think that kind of contributed to the whole Chris's downfall thing. Not sure how I feel about it. Moving on, we have Dave, who contributes by sucking. He was alright. I will admit, when this season came out, I liked Dave. Hell, I even defended Dave when he became a bastard in the end. But it really, when you go back and look at it, you take off the rose-tinted glasses, he was kind of like, oh, I do not like germs and stuff. And, like, you said this one nice thing to me, so now I am hot shit. By the way, I never let you finish saying why you wouldn't go out with me. And then when I find out that you have a boyfriend, even though he's not your boyfriend anymore, I'm going to, like, for real kill you. Anyway, other than that, he kind of contributes by making the people around him upset. And not even upset so he can win the money way. He's just kind of like, people look at me and are unhappy. So there you go. Contributes by suck. Man, we got a bunch of characters to go through. Dakota. I'm gonna put her, I hate to say it. I love Dakota, but what does she do? Like, the only thing that I significantly remember is that she made Scott uncomfortable by pointing out one of, like, a softer side of him. So then he got her eliminated. But other than that, like, she doesn't do much. She's like the kind soul. But yeah, I feel like there was potential there, and it was not met. Devin, what does he? I'm gonna put him in neutral. I do not remember. He wasn't very interesting to me. I feel like Carrie kind of carried that particular pair. And the whole dynamic of their pair was, the main push was her feelings for him, so could be better. DJ, alright, feel free to disagree with me. He's the best around. He is actually, my second favorite character in Total Drama, next to, well, you'll find out who the other one is soon enough, hopefully. But he's really good. I think, like, in the first season, it was kind of like, it's like, oh yeah, he's the scaredy cat. But the way that stuff just becomes like increasingly more horrible, like, why are you all not scared? Like, you laugh at him, but he's right. He is right to be frightened. Also, he is kind to all animals. He was willing to let his team in season 3 lose because he did not want to hurt animals. He's also just, he's cute, you know? He's just cool. He's a real buddy. He's a real friend. He's a good team player, kind to animals, and very rightfully frightened by the horrible things that occur in this godforsaken show. So S tier, the best around. You. A whopping neutral for you, buddy. He is the host of the Redonkulous race. Understandably so, because don't get Chris in on that. Don't give him another job. But like, and it's a relief that he's not like out for blood the way that Chris is. But unfortunately, if you're having to live up after Chris, like, it's hard to elevate from that. So we just kind of, I feel like he definitely has an actual reality show host flavor. But he just, as a result, does not leave much impact. He's like a bunch of like reality show hosts like combined together. So sorry, man. Like, and that's the point. Like, Total Drama is a big like reality show parody thing. So a lot of these characters are meant to represent these stereotypes. But I gotta be able to remember a lot about you. Just could be better. Duncan is... I'm going to say otherwise good, because he was a very strong competitor for many seasons. I think what got him, like what got most characters, was season 5, Total Drama All-Stars. That kind of like killed his characterization. It made it a lot about, I mean, TBH, let's be real, I didn't like him as much after the whole Duncan, Gwen, Courtney love triangle thing that happened. And then when they came back, they kind of made, from what I remember, his focus shifts onto that, the relationship dynamic. So I feel like that was a lot of wasted potential there too. I feel like that could be said for a lot of All-Stars characters though. I just remember that for him specifically. That is, I don't remember your name, man, but you are the dad to the son, the father-son combo pair in Redonkulous race. And you are a whopping neutral. They do have a nice thing going on. I get, like, they do have father-son bonding where these two characters develop, but they didn't leave much impact on me. This is, I want to say that your name is Ella. I believe that is Ella. I'm Googling. Let's get them names. Yes, that is Ella. And Ella, I feel like alright. She's alright. She was a very, like, you could tell that they were starting to run out of stereotypes to do. So putting in kind of like a animated Disney princess type character was definitely newer than most of the other stuff that they had picked. I think that was a good idea. she did, and then she did end up becoming kind of a threat later on, whether she meant to or not. So she does contribute. Unfortunately, the only thing I really remember about her is that Dave gets her the wrong idea, and she falls in love with him and gets her heart broken and then gets eliminated. So, sorry, girl. It'd be like that. This, who are you? That's Emma. I liked Emma. Emma was pretty good. I liked her motivations. She was about to get that education. She's good. She's a good character. I think she was one of the stronger contenders in Redonkulous Race. The goth guy. Same with goth girl. Alright, because both character designs are very prominent. They were very funny, very refreshing, but like they don't. Other than that, it's like they don't really stick out too much, I would say. Eva is. Sorry, Eva. You got eliminated in the second episode. And then when you came back, you were gone again. Ooh, I need to move up the chat box a bit. Hi, Dusk. Nice to see you again. How was your debut? Sorry I couldn't catch it. I had a lot going on all day, but I really hope it was good. And I'm looking forward to catching your future streams. This Ezekiel, you know, I would put him in otherwise good, but lowered by XYZ with the way that they flanderized his character. But then that would require him to be actually otherwise good, you know? He contributes by sucking. Like, he was a character that was made to be eliminated in the first episode. Like, Courtney literally throws the challenge, but Ezekiel was displaying that sexism. And so they're like, we draw the line. And then they're like, you know what we can do? We can keep bringing this particular character back. And then also turn him into, like a little monster guy. Frequently. You know, like you do. So yeah, good for him. Or bad for him, I'm sorry, I don't know. Good for him being the one that sucks. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations, Dusk. Like that, yeah. My first stream I did get up to 8 viewers, and I'm like, thank you. Where did you all come from? But yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad that it was good. Jeff is, I'm gonna say he is good. He has more presence, I would say. He has more presence than his party boyfriend in Redonkulous Race. And he does get where Bridget does not. He gets more screen time and therefore more time to grow as a character. My favorite episode with Jeff is actually the one in Total Drama Island where he and Gwen have to work together, and Gwen is like, oh, I gotta hate this because you're a party boy and I'm a goth girl that likes to be quiet. But then they end up, like, finding out that they don't have too much, like, they got stuff in common. And they're able to become friends. And I just thought that was very nice. Just, like, even it, like, opposites attract not in, like, a romance way, but, like, you can be, like, you can have all these different interests and still find stuff that you have in common. Anyway, who are you? Oh, Gwen! I was just talking about you. I'm gonna put her in good. I think she was an overall very strong character. I do think her strongest point was the first season, though. I feel like they kind of goofed her up in a world tour because of the love triangle. It's like, you didn't have to do all that. My opinion kind of lowered of her. At least from what I know, she felt remorse. And then she was like, why do you guys still not like me after I stole your boyfriend? But other than all of that, she was a very good player in the first season. Very, like, there's a very clear, like, good guy for viewers to root for. And just very interesting, had a lot of personality. We don't talk about season 5, even though I put Duncan in his category because of season 5. Moving on, we have Harold, who is... I feel like, in the grand scheme of things, you know what? I can't say that he contributes nothing, because he did accidentally pull Heather's shirt off that one time and humiliated her on live television, which was kind of like cathartic. So I can't say he contributes nothing, but he still gets kind of eliminated early on for a lot of stuff. So I'm going to put him in neutral. As a character, I do like him, but I gotta think, like, he doesn't have too much of an impact. And then during the opportunity where he could have, Alejandro got him eliminated, like you do. See, Heather is really great. She is a really great character. Make no mistake, I hated her ass in the first season. But when you look at it, like, from an outside perspective, like, that's the point. Like, girl came to win. She's gonna do whatever it takes. She's gonna play the game, basically. She's not here to make friends. She's not here to be liked. I like the villainous characters, like, when they're allowed to just be, like, villainous, you know, for the sake of it. Though in her case, it was $100,000. I do like the way that the cast slowly starts to kind of, like, get along with her and maybe even trust her as time goes on, because I don't know, it's nice. It's like you end up kind of liking Heather later on. It's not quite an underdog story, just the way that she was in the first season, but she gets more likable. They didn't have to do that, but they did. And part of it, I think, is because the cast realized that there was a bigger evil that was Alejandro, and was like, maybe we can, like, we will begrudgingly trust you, Heather. But I like her. I think she's one of the series' most strongest characters, even if she is antagonistic in most of them. Izzy is alright, because she is a fun contestant, but she's so, I don't know, I think she you're just gonna have to trust me on this one. She's alright, but not enough to be good. I just remember she was a lot of fun to watch, and I think that's the most important thing. Okay, so the ice skaters are probably going to be in the same category, which is, alright. No, I'm gonna go for good. The ice skaters were kind of the villains of the Redonkulous race. They were the more antagonistic ones. But their approach was like, so Total Drama has had kind of like stupid villains, but they've had, some of their stupid villains were stupid in like the sense that it's frustrating. These two were stupid in the sense that it was kind of like Team Rocket kind of dynamic, where they're like together, they can't really seem to get the competence together. Yeah, I'm gonna put her in there too. And so they were funny to watch. much. And I think that was cool to have characters like that. Jasmine. My god, you are Jasmine, right? That is Pakatu Island. Yes, okay, I'm a genius. She is really great. She has a very practical skill set. She has a nice accent. She's very tall. But yeah, she's just a very cool character. She's very competent. She plays the game very well, but still has like a good moral compass. I don't know. I wouldn't say she's one of the best characters. So this is kind of an objective placement, but I do like her. I think she was one of the better characters to come from the later seasons. Who are you? Who are you, man? This is... God, what is your name? You're one of the web host people, one of the vloggers. Yeah, Jen. That is Jen. And her buddy Tom is in there. But I am going to put neutral. Nah, I guess that would be more of a contributes nothing if I want to be more objective. Because I feel like the vlogging duo, they're fashion bloggers. Why am I saying vlogging? See, I can't even remember what their damn objective is. Jo is good. She's very fun. I think Jo was there to kind of make up for Eva not having much to do in the series. They're like, let's try this again. Let's have it with Jo. But yeah, she was fun to watch. I'm not really good at articulating, and I think the melatonin kicked in, but we still got a lot to go. But Jo is like, they're good where they lack with some female characters, they make up with her. Like, they don't always have to be like very like beautiful. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that they have to be bad. Like, they can be flawed, but still, like, be very strong, still be very good contenders, still be very likable. Yeah, I'm not good at, like, piecing it together, but Jo is very good. I liked her when I watched that season. Who are you? I know that's Blanley's co-host, but I don't even remember your name. I'm not gonna even look you up. That is Justin Bieber. Actually, he is the son and the father-son duo who I'm very neutral on. Justin contributes nothing. I'm sorry, man. And yes, this is including Total Drama Action, where he becomes a villain. He's a stupid villain. And he's a stupid in the frustrating kind of way villain. Even when he's a villain, he contributes nothing. So that's how we're gonna do it this time around. Katie, unfortunately, girl, like, I liked Katie and Sadie. They both contribute nothing. Like, they're one of those early elimination things, and even with the dynamic they have, they're just not as strong as other characters to be able to carry the show. That is the mom and daughter combination. I do appreciate, I don't want to say alright, I'm going to say neutral, sorry. But I do appreciate the character growth of her and the daughter. How the mom kind of got pushed around by her, didn't know how to say no, and then she finally puts her foot down. And then they're able to kind of reconcile through there. But I still, like, just as characters in general, I don't feel a lot for them. This is Kitty. This is Emma's sister. I'm gonna say, where did I put Emma? Emma, where did you go? Put her in good. I think, nah, when I'm thinking about it, I will put her in alright because I do feel like she kind of played a wingman most of the time for her sister. I feel like she had more potential. Still, some of it was met, but just, I think, more of it. Like, I feel like she might have gotten outshone by her sister a bit. So I think she deserves more, really. Who do we have next? Who are you? I know who you are, but you contribute nothing. Us Leonard. Lashana is the best around. Nothing's gonna ever bring her down except the unfairness of this game. My girl. My homie. My absolute queen. The reason that Lashana did not win Total Drama Island is literally because of a discrepancy. They were like, say who you want to vote out. Clearly, no one wanted to vote out Lashana, but they basically counted every time they said her name, so she was forcibly removed from the island. Lashana, they did you so dirty. I am so sorry. I'm gonna get emotional over this. But yeah, Lashana deserves better. Like, period. She is a wonderful character. She is a great team player. She is a great player in general. She's a very fun person. She's a very confident person. She's great. Like, I feel like I shouldn't have to explain. I feel like everyone kind of feels the same way. Lashana was robbed. Hashtag Lashana was robbed. Anyway, Lightning. He grew on me, so I'm gonna say alright. But for most of Revenge of the Island, I didn't care for him much. I didn't know how I felt about the third person referral thing that he was doing. But also just like, I don't know, football guys, I don't resonate with that. But he's funny. He did grow on me, but I'll give him an alright. That's the most I can do. Lindsay is really great. My God, she is so fun. She is so funny. And I love her. Where were you on the day that Lindsay cussed Heather out on national television for betraying her and taking her for granted? I feel like they kind of floundered a bit on what to do with her character as time went on. And she may end up not contributing too much. There was a point where she tried to take a leadership role in action, and everyone did not like that. Like the meme picture, everyone hated that. But, yeah, my girl, she has a very big presence. She's very fun. Even if she doesn't, like, contribute too much, it's not in an obnoxious way. Like, she's just overall, she's a good sport. She's a ray of sunshine. I'm always happy to see her. I feel like she's a very good character. So she is in really great tier. Gamer guy, who are you? That is MacArthur. I really liked, these characters. I like MacArthur because it's kind of a similar way with Joe, where it's like, you don't have to be conventionally attractive, but you can still be like a really good character, a very fun character, one you can relate to. She even gets a love interest in Brody later on, which I think is nice. And it's not really treated like a joke or anything because, like, oh, she's unattractive. But she's fun. She's really fun. Unfortunately, she is a cop cadet. So that's her unfortunate and the otherwise good. Always has to be something. We already talked about Mike and the personalities. But this specific one sucks, so... yeah. Who are you? You suck. Like, sue me. At the time the season came out, everyone was like, they liked this guy. He is the guy where he's like, LOL, I'm evil, but then all of his plans and stuff were not, like, he ends up being unintentionally helpful. Max, his name is Max. He ends up being unintentionally helpful at every chance he gets. And you know, normally this is the kind of character that I like, except I hate this guy. I hate this son of a bitch. He, like, one of my least favorite characters by far. He just, like, annoyed me to no end. Like, even if it's like, oh, like, he's actually, like, very helpful and friendly, he kind of pushed that girl around like a dog. Like, ordered her around and stuff. And it was kind of, I felt for her. Scarlet. I felt for Scarlet. I'm sorry, girl. But yeah. Who are you? Mike. Mike. Once again, we talked about him. Who are you? Noah. He gets, oh, screw it. He's really great, man. He's really great. The first season did not do much for him, though I will admit, in the first season, he said his piece and he left. He was like, whoa, check out those murder balls. Go, team, go. And then they're like, fuck you, Noah. And they eliminated him. But he got more of a chance in season 3. He's very smart. He thinks things over. I like his wit. I like his friendship with Owen. He does later join Redonkulous Race with Owen. I think that's very nice continuity, which is not always something that happens in Total Drama. But yeah, I think World Tour and Redonkulous Race were better chances for him. And I think it worked out really well. But he's fun. He's fun. Once you get past the first season, he's a good character. Who do we have? Oh, speaking of Noah, Owen. He's not as strong for me as Noah, but he's still good, so I put him in good. Like, man wins a season and then he thinks he can stay on the top list of characters. It's like, he's a fun guy. Like, and he's a really good friend. Like, he always tries to think of other people first. But other than that, it's kind of like being the fun, friendly guy is kind of his thing. I feel like just a lot of other characters carry themselves better than he does. But he is still very good. He's still ultimately, like, a good character, and I'm glad he is in the show. Who do we have next? Who are you? That's the rocker guy. I'm also gonna say contributes nothing. I remember he's the rocker guy. That's it, though. You contribute by sucking. This is the other character from that season that I hated. The fact I do not remember what frickin' season he's in. That's Rodney. His thing was like looking like Scott but not being related to Scott in any sort of way already. It's like kind of work on that character design. And then his next thing is falling in love with any woman who says 2 words to him. And that was literally his whole characterization. I cannot stand it. He didn't last very long. Good. This is one of 2 characters in the haters. The daters, later haters, and then back to daters again. And so I will probably... That's Ryan. Okay. I will probably put both of them in the same category. Where they're alright. I would not want to be friends with them in real life. I think that would be exhausting. But I think they were funny characters. It's a dynamic that, like, it's just kind of, it's weird seeing how it works, but it very much fits reality TV And I like how even when the two, like, decide you're the worst, I hate you, they still work together because they both still want to win. It's like, I hate you, but we're gonna still do this challenge together. And then they end up reconciling near the end, so, like, good for them. But yeah, I have the same sentiment for both of them. Sadie, when I talked about Katie, I talked about Katie and Sadie as a unit, because, like, do not separate them. But still, I feel like they don't really get to contribute much. Alright, we're nearly there, you guys. Sammy, aka Sammy. This is a character that could have been really great. Unfortunately, that's a real big could have. Where do we get... I will give her a little bit more than contributes by sucking. She still does not contribute much. She gets sweet vengeance on her really mean twin sister by pretending to be her and letting her twin sister get voted off in her stead. But then once you get from that point, it's like, alright, do something. And she's like, no. I can't tell you much about her despite that. I think there could have been a real good character in there, but it just, no. That's Sam? Is your name Sam? The fact that I do not, like, I gotta look you up again. That's not great. That's not a good look for you, man. I'm gonna say neutral. He feels kind of like Harold number 2. And if I recall correctly, he might be voiced by the guy who did Harold. Like, don't quote me on that. But just the whole, like, oh, I'm a gamer. But, like, in the more, like, nerdy playing at the arcade type gamer rather than, like, online gamer. Like, the obnoxious types. You know, like me. But yeah, he just, like, I didn't feel much for him. Even when he had his character arc, so to speak. I was still kind of like, okay. Sanders, same thing. She is very competent, very cool, a very likable character. She is also a cop, though, so, you know. Scarlett, you know, it might be a little much to say that she contributes by sucking. She was not interesting until her villain plot twist. But even then, her villain plot twist was not... It's wild, you know, not the good kind of wild. It was like out of left field, and she's like, I'm gonna kill you guys for real, and you're like, what? Yeah, I guess you do kind of suck, girl, sorry. Scott, you suck, man, sorry. He was kind of a good villain in season 4. I feel like he kind of falls short of the previous season's villains. I can't talk. Villains like Heather and Alejandro. He could have done better. And then season 5, just like the All-Stars, just kind of ruined anything that could have worked for him. I do feel bad for him a bit, the way that what happened to him in the season 4 finale. Poor guy. That is Sean. He is the zombie guy. He is getting ready for the zombie apocalypse. He ends up being very, like, practical, very resourceful. But I will admit, that's one of the characters whose quirks did not, like, I was not very endeared to. Like, I didn't really jive with that too much. It was kind of like, alright, I get it, you know? But he makes it very far in. He still is doing his best, so I'll give him an alright. I will give him that. I will give. Sierra, here we are. This is my favorite character. She's the best around. And this is not objective, because she is not really the best character in the whole thing, probably. But I like her a lot. I really like female characters that are just like batshit, you know, characters that are just weird, and they're allowed to be weird, and not in a way where it's like manic pixie dream girlfriend, in a way where it's not like where it's like acceptable or watered down, either by like just making like it would be unattractive if she was too weird, or like making her more attractive to make up for the weirdness. And Sierra's cute, don't get me wrong, but like just having a character that is just like so damn like weird is great. And she has a very good character arc. She learns to respect boundaries. She learns to like she finds a very good friend in Cody once she like tones it down a bit with her love, her crush, her like fanatic crush. And she's also very resourceful, a very good team player. She's super funny. Like, she was just bringing in a new character in the cast could be not great. In her case, it was great. Like, that was awesome. Like, A++++, or S+. This is the S+ tier. Sky is really great. She was one of the better characters, I think, in Pakatu Island. She was very, very smart, very level-headed, very friendly. I liked what she and Dave had going on in the beginning, but she got very reasonably annoyed with him as time went on when he started, like, not contributing as much, because it's like, dude, with the H, we're in a competition, I need your help. And then he's like, sorry, I'm too busy being sexy, or whatever the hell. So yeah, she was very good. And I'm upset that she lost, but at least there's the alternate ending where she does win. I just want good things for her. I think she deserves it. This is the other rocker guy. Where did I put the other rocker guy? Where's the rocker? Where's the other rocker? Here you go. Yeah, sorry, man. Like, you were fun, from what I remember of you. But yeah, just not much in terms of the grand scheme of things. Same with you. She was literally made to be eliminated. That's Stacy, I do remember her name. But she was literally made to be eliminated early on in the show. I love how I said this is going to be a short stream, but we're an hour in. Like you do. Boo. That's sugar. That's sugar. Okay, that's sugar. Right. I was about to say Stacy again. Controversial opinion. I liked Sugar. She was really funny. She was one of the main antagonists of that season. I'm gonna put her in good. Not one of the stronger ones, but not one of the smarter ones either, but she is one of the ones who realized she was like a beauty pageant queen. So she has that background, and she recognizes that she is in a competition. And so she uses her knowledge from how she deals with competition on dealing with this one. And so that's a fun perspective. It's nice to have a character that realizes, that kind of treats it from a contest kind of perspective is very interesting. And then having a character that's like antagonistic and like not great at it, but not in an annoying way. I don't know, I just remember I liked her more than most. We already talked about the personalities. There you go. What? Why did I click you? Where did you come from? Oh, that's what happened. Who are you? I know who you are, but I don't know who you are. That is the girl with the mom, where they have, like, she's like the pampered rich girl that doesn't take no for an answer. She wants the Veruca Salt, modern day. Don't really like that. It's kind of annoying. Sorry. Even if you have the character growth, don't like it. That is the other fashion blogger. Where did I put his friend? Where did I put Jen? My eyes are starting to get crossed. For real, where did I put her? There she is. Okay. She's zoomed in and he's zoomed out. Yeah. I think in the grand scheme of things, they don't really contribute much. Literally, who are you? Oh, that's Topher. He's the one that kind of prides himself on being a Chris ripoff. He wanted to be the next host. I feel like alright is too generous for him, so I'm going to put him in neutral. That was an interesting concept. I don't know if it was executed very well. Trent. Buddy pal. I'm going to put him in otherwise good, but lowered by XYZ. His character archetype was very prominent. Like in 2007, the time that came out, the acoustic lounge guitar boy in the college student lounge. Like, anyway, here's Wonderwall. You can tell I'm getting tired. And so he didn't really have to contribute too much outside of that because he made sense. Like, he stayed around the time, bless you, that my cat sneezed. He stayed around the time you would expect him to. And that's that on that. But then when you go in the second season, they're like, we gotta give him something else. So then they gave him an obsession with the number 9, counting to 9. And they give a reason for that to be a problem and to get him eliminated. Because Gwen thinks that it's the combination of the letters in her name and the letters in his name. When it turns out it was because of, I believe it was a toy train that his late grandfather gave him, but one of the wheels was missing. So 9 wheels on the train, being 9 the lucky number. But then after that, you don't really see much from him again. And then he had to watch his girlfriend date the punk guy. Or did they break up? Either way. And then they have this like short conversation during the season 3 finale, and he's like, so Duncan, huh? It's like, man, I'm so sorry. It's like the XYZ are just kind of like circumstances I think should have been better for him. Alright, 3 to go. Hold on. 2 to go. We have Tyler. Tyler could have been more. Could have done more. He was funny. He was cool. Maybe he wasn't cool, but he was funny. He was a fun character. He was a nice guy. Maybe not a good player of the game. And so his presence in future seasons seems less justified. But he's not bad. I just feel like he doesn't really serve too much of a role. So maybe he would be better and contributes nothing in the grand scheme of things. No. Oh, no. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm going to bump you up to all right, buddy. Because he is the one that held Duncan and Gwen's secret love affair in his hands. Because he was going to go to the confessional, and then he sees them kissing, and he's like, you can't see it, but I'm making a shocked face. But yeah, so he does end up kind of holding some power in that season. Last but not least, we have Zoe. I feel like you would know kind of the idea, and I'm gonna put her in otherwise good. She could have, I feel like people are very harsh on Zoe. Either it's like the way that she, like, let me figure out the words. So her stereotype is kind of like the hippie chick, like the indie girl. But they end up making her not very indie. Like, she doesn't even really fit her stereotype, so to speak. So some people were annoyed by that they didn't do much to exemplify that. So funnily enough, she ends up being one of the more, I guess, like, regular old people of the cast as a result, rather than being part of the mold. Like, you're allowed to break out of your mold with, like, future character arcs, but she doesn't even start her character arc the way that she was meant to be. And then I think the other thing is people get upset because she relied on Mike a lot. And I get that. I feel like it might be unfair when more of when a character's relying on the love interest more. But she's very smart. This music's loud. She's very smart. She's very nice. And in the grand scheme of things, she still contributes. She's still a good friend. And there are worse characters than Zoe. She is not the worst. And you can see, based on this tier list, that is the case. Alright, so that looks like all of the login now. Oh, I think the F not. Let me download. Oh. Alright, let's get to it. Whoops, wrong thing. Squirrel. Alright guys, I'm going to show you the final tier list. It's in downloads. Cool, okay. Here we go. Oh no, my hype team. Let's shrink this a bit. Let's fit to screen. My God. Okay. Okay. That should work. Hype team. There you go. Whoa. I'm gonna leave it like this. Here is the final tier list of all 93 characters in the Total Drama series, from Total Drama Island to Total Drama Presents The Redonkulous Race. Looking at it, there's quite a good bit of overall good characters. There's some good characters that had good potential but got messed up. There's several characters where they didn't really contribute much, and I think that is the result of having such a large cast and having a cast where the intention is to have characters eliminated throughout. They can't all be winners. But then you have ones that just kind of aren't good. And that I know one thing, like I did put all of Mike and his multiple personalities, I put them in the same category where the whole thing with the multiple personalities being his stereotype wasn't great. And then the way that he's essentially cured of them by pressing a button in his brain wasn't great either. So I just kind of combined them all into one category where it's like, that wasn't a great thing. Mike himself isn't bad, but it's just the way he was written was not done very well. But Mal, the personality Mal, was in sucks because he was the antagonist of the season. And like I said again, from a writing standpoint, that was not great. Like in terms of his characterization, I don't think that doesn't really help. But also just from a villain standpoint, he wasn't one of the better ones. He was kind of like not very smart when it comes to it. He was just kind of like, hee hee, I'm bad, but not in the fun way. And then we have like several characters where I do not remember you. Who are you? Where did you come from? I'm looking. I feel like the little redhead twin guy. Oh wait, no, there are two of him. I was like, did they just use the same image? So there you have it, everybody. This is the Total Drama tier list. Totally objective, like you do. Very fun. I had a lot of fun. Apparently I turned my backing track off. That's okay. We're about done anyway. I think that's about it. It is 1:15. The melatonin kicked in, if you could tell. I got very tired. I see a couple people tuned in for a couple minutes. I appreciate that. Thank you. Even if it was just to see the end result. That's what happens when I decide to do this at midnight. Thank you, Dusk. Thank you for tuning in. Maybe I'll do a tier list at an actual good time of day sometime. Like, maybe if there's a tier list that you guys would want to see, we could talk about it on Twitter. We'll figure it out. But thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful evening, everybody.